Living life in the fast lane. This is what we all want when we're young, isn't it? And I tried to achieve that. I played in a band, which was quite successful early on, and then I joined the police service, ended up in central London, was promoted quickly. Life was great. I had a couple of properties in the London area, was doing okay financially, and although I wasn't 100 mile an hour, I was getting there. Now, this is a similar story to many people I speak to. Many people who've really worked hard to achieve their goals and put themselves out, to be honest. Ambitious folk, people who've kept themselves fit, laughed themselves, learned how to be better people, studied hard, and then along comes alcohol. And it closes the fast lane. It closes it over a period of time because you get to the point where you are doing really well. Your life's good. And sometimes you sort of celebrate with a drink, don't you? And when I worked in central London, there was this vision really, when I the pubs and stuff and bars and all this sort of thing, that most of the people down there who were drinking appeared very successful. They had a few quid in the pocket. They're well dressed generally, pretty smart, often looked pretty healthy, suntans, had good holidays, good cars, all this sort of thing. Especially the guys I used to know that lived in Epping in Essex. Didn't seem to be many people doing badly at the time. And so I saw this alcohol as maybe, wow, this is what people do. This is how we become successful, even more successful. So I started drinking a little bit more over time. And as you know, I don't know if you've seen my story, but I got to the point where I was drinking most days, then every day. And the slow lane came into view, unfortunately. But it was miles away, long way ahead, you know. It was years ahead of the slow lane. So I was still in the fast lane, but slowing down year on year, if that makes sense. And alcohol started to take away my ambition, my fitness, my raison d'etre, I suppose, you know, reason for being. I got a little bit down with it, then I just picked myself up again. Wow, I'm still in the fasting, get back on track. And then, you know, do something else and pull something else out of the hat. Have some beautiful holidays. And things were going well again. It was a bit of a roller coaster, really, to be fair. And then my daughter was born, and I didn't have as much time to rest, really. And more responsibility. I mean, the work I had on the Met I found it good, stimulating. I took responsibility as quite a young sergeant very well. There wasn't a problem there. Passed the inspector's exam. Then I was doing all right. But I just had this habit of going to the pub. It was a habit that became an addiction. And I used to enjoy it. I used to enjoy the pub. And as I said, the people in the pubs down there tend to be doing quite well. All of them. And you get the people from Soho and Mayfair, you know, go all over the place in the centre of London. Everyone's doing well. They're busy and they're focused and all this sort of thing. And I associated alcohol with success. But really, it's the first thing, or the biggest thing, in the UK especially, and maybe in the world, that brings you from the fast lane to the slow lane. It takes a bit of time. But when you get to the middle lane, as it were, you soon drop into the slow lane. And so you've got to keep yourself focused, especially the younger members who are watching this. Keep yourself focused. The older ones get back in the fast lane to some degree, as in add life to your years, not just years to your life, and get focused on getting sober again. I can help you do that. Because I'm back in the fast lane, and it's marvellous. It really is. Because in 2019, I was given 50-50 chance of life. Well, but getting out of hospital, to be honest, because I had so many complications. I had ascites fluid and spontaneous bacterial peritonitis, which is all signs of serious liver disease, to be honest. I've still got some scarring, but other than that, I'm pretty healthy. So I'm still driving in the fast lane. Oh yeah, I'm back in it. Because for a long time I was in the slow lane, and then in 2014, I hit the hard shoulder and stopped. And then I'm self-medicated with alcohol. And for 5 years, I couldn't get any medication. And my life was torture. I became insular, I became depressed, had terrible thoughts, I didn't live well, I didn't eat well. The apartment I was in became rat infested. I didn't have any hot water, any heating. I didn't want to let anybody in the apartment because it was so scruffy to fix anything. My relationship with my parents became very fractured, and my daughter was living in Manchester at the time. I felt so guilty I couldn't even get on the train to go and see her. I became so weak. And in a hard shoulder, it's not good, because you're sitting there waiting for the AA, or you're waiting for somebody to rescue you, aren't you? And nobody was going to rescue me. And nobody's going to rescue you unless you get out and fix the car yourself. And by that I mean you've got to fix yourself. A lot of it's in here. When I tried to stop, first couple of times I had seizures. But a lot of people can stop without that. But a lot of people, I would say 90%, maybe higher than that, will relapse a couple of times because you feel like you're missing out on something. You feel that there's some benefit to alcohol. There's no benefit to alcohol. All it's going to do is push you back all the time and make you slower and slower and slower and slower until eventually you stop. And then when you stop, and if you don't pull yourself around again, you can't pull yourself around again, it will shorten your life. That's the truth of it. It's the truth of the matter. When I speak to people, I tell them there's only two roads here. You either get on the right path and you stay healthy and you keep sober, or you take the wrong road and you end up in an early grave. Or at least you'll be disabled by it. I know many people who've got medical problems, severe medical problems. They can't walk, they're on mobility scooters, heart strokes, pancreatitis, all this sort of thing. Liver disease, who still drink. People have been warned about cirrhosis, people have got cirrhosis, who still drink, people with liver transplants, who still drink. Madness, isn't it? All because of this legal drug. Everyone seems to, well, mask their life with, really. When you get in the fast lane, you've got to stop. And you've got to get your mind right. You've got to be positive. You've got to have a huge incentive to stop. And a beautiful day like today, you've got to resist the temptation to just pick up that first drink. Because I did it many times, pick up the first drink. And as soon as I picked up the first drink, I'd had 1,000 drinks, if that makes sense. Because I just couldn't stop again. Because it grabs you back. It's got a very, I think it's 100% success rate with me anyway, of just bringing me back to part of the slow lane again, and the hard shoulder. If I did it again, if I drank again, I know I'd be dead in 6 months. That's what the doctors say, and I trust their judgment on that. But I'm not a doctor, but I know how you feel, because I'm an alcoholic like you, like many of you are, or heavy drinkers even. People looking for assistance and people looking for help. I don't mince my words. Like I said, there's only two ways. There's no middle ground for heavy drinkers or alcoholics, because we can't be social drinkers. We can't just go to the pub today and have 3 pints of lager, then not have any till next Thursday. We have 3 pints and we'll have 6 and we'll have 9. And then by next Thursday, we miss work. We're off sick. All that sort of thing. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a think about that, because you want to stay in the fast lanes. Only way to be, really, if you want to have a good life. And the guys out there, women don't like drunks. I've found it out myself. And maybe the same the other way around as well. If you need any help, get in touch. If you benefit from the channel, then please subscribe and share it, because I know there's many people out there got alcohol issues, and many people want to stop and just can't. But I'm here to help, and I will do. I'll speak to you all very soon.